The American Islamic Forum for Democracy, and Robert Spencer, director of Jihad Watch. Mr. Spencer, you touched on it in the last block. Let's talk about it now. How does what's going on in Egypt, in fact, even in Libya, affect us here in America?
Well, Eric, we have to remember that the Muslim Brotherhood has a strategic goal for the United States that was delineated in a captured internal document that was unearthed a few years ago. And it's dedicated in the United States, in its own words, to eliminating and destroying Western civilization from within. That same document lists all the major Muslim organizations in the United States as Muslim Brotherhood-linked organizations, including the Muslim American Society, the Council on American Islamic Relations, parent group, the IAP, the Muslim Students Association, the Islamic Society of North America. These groups are brotherhood groups that are working in the United States to subvert the U.S. Constitution and ultimately to replace it with Islamic law. And we have to recognize that and recognize that that's a political agenda that free people need to fight and resist.
Dr. Jasser, do you agree with Mr. Spencer? I mean, the one that really sticks out for me is CAIR, Council on American Islamic Relations. They're very much out there. They're very much trying to paint the picture of Muslims being not extremists, not radical, but Mr. Spencer says maybe they are. What do you think?
Well, I think, many of our families came to the U.S. to escape sort of these Islamist groups that claim to speak for us, and CAIR is one of those examples. I mean, one of the best examples, Eric, is just a couple weeks ago, there was released and published on FoxNews.com a letter that Nihad Awad, the head of CAIR, sent to the Gaddafi thug asking for $15 million for his Peace Foundation, in which he called Gaddafi the excellency of Islam, the great Muslim leader, etc. So you see how important it is that these dictators are completely in bed with the Muslim Brotherhood front groups, these legacy groups that claim to speak for Muslims, but they're all about control, collectivization of our community, trying to say that we all speak as one rather than the diversity that we really are, which is those of us that want liberty, that want freedom, that want separation of mosque and state, and want to stay away from groups like CAIR and Brotherhood type mentality.
Mr. Spencer, let's say the Libya right now. I mean, there's a power struggle going on in Libya. Frankly, it may divide the country in half, or either the rebels or Gaddafi could win out. But if the rebels take over, do we know that there's no Muslim Brotherhood or even Al-Qaeda or Taliban involved with the rebels?
Well, actually, we know just the opposite. We know that there's a significant Al-Qaeda presence among the rebels. We know that one of their trainers is a Guantanamo detainee who was released in 2008. We know that eastern Libya, the center of resistance to Gaddafi, was also the center of jihad warriors going from Libya into Iraq. More came from that area of Libya than any other region of the Islamic world into Iraq to wage jihad against American troops there. And so this is the resistance to Gaddafi. Here again, just as in Egypt, we're going to see an Islamic State in Libya following Gaddafi that's going to be even more hostile to the United States than he is.
Dr. Jasser, very quickly, the rebels have asked us for a $2 billion loan, a little help there. Would that be a good idea or a bad idea?
Well, I think the only money we should be putting in is money that we follow in with people on the ground to help them build institutions, not from arm's length, but us working with secular Democrats on the ground for solutions, because these problems we keep talking about exist, but they exist because we've sort of left the Middle East to be at the hands of dictators, and it's time for us to get the ideas of liberty infused on the ground so that we have the advocates like we did in Poland, Romania, Czechoslovakia. When those dictatorships left, we went there and advocated for freedom, and we need to help them build those institutions, but not just dumping money at it. We need to follow it.
Fascinating topic. Thank you guys, Mr. Robert Spencer and Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. Thank you guys. All right, we've been talking about Obama's fuzzy math. I want to know, can he really suck that much at math? I shouldn't say that. Does he stink that much at math? Or is he just trying to kiss up to the liberal base? What do you think? Log on to Facebook.com right now, Facebook.com/Eric Bolling, or let me know on Twitter. That's Twitter.com/Eric Bolling. Tell me what you think. I'm going to read the results of the poll and some of your comments next on air.
Tomorrow, it is time to take a stand. All of us together as a nation. We stand in defense of Israel. Friday, 5 p.m.
Throughout the show, we've been asking you, does Obama really stink that much at math, or is he just trying to kiss up to his liberal base? Now, here's what you had to say about it. 91% say Obama's just kissing up to his base. 9% say he's just that bad at math. Let's take a look at some of your comments coming in on Facebook. Mike says both. Has he called you yet, by the way, laughing out loud? Rosemarie says he's sucking up to his base, but his base must be pretty stupid if they can't do the math themselves. Doug says no, he just comes about things from a way he's been taught during his Marxist education. Catherine says Obama is far too brilliant to suck at math. He must be scheming something. And then Daniel says it's not that he sucks at anything, but he doesn't bother to check and verify what he's asked to tell the American people. I'm going to say thank you to everyone. I'm going to say good night. I had a great time. See you later.